Good afternoon. How we doing? Good. We out here steady chopping wood, getting ready for this next opponent. Get an opportunity to go home, and you heard what I said. I get an opportunity to go home. Originally from New Orleans, go down there to Bayou Bengal land, play against these Tigers who are playing some damn good ball. All right. Our job is to make sure we start figuring things out and start handling and conducting our business. So with that said, I'm all ears.
How do you start figuring that out?
You start every single day when you wake up. Okay. My job is to making sure that guys are in the right place, doing the right things. But when it's all said and done with, if they're not performing, all of that falls on my shoulders. So we go back to day one. We focus on the little things, and we continue to build, and we continue to uplift these kids and get them to understand this is a team game. Everybody has a unique skill set, but we got to learn how to do it together.
Have you ID'd any specific things, or is it more of a broad-based like learning curve issue?
No, it's not a broad-based learning curve issue. It's just we're all just taking turns not doing our thing, and so when that happens, I always got to look internally. Okay, what can I do better to simplify it and make sure that everybody has an understanding? And so I'm always overanalyzing self and making sure that I'm providing these guys the right information. When it's all said and done, we just need to come out and play like we practice, you know? And so a part of that is just getting our guys to understand, just relax and go play. It's still a game. It's one of the best team sports that there is, but it's still a game. You have to enjoy what you do.
Simplifying. Has anything changed as far as, just the way practices have gone the last couple of days, coming off those 2 games right now?
Well, I mean, you're always looking to change up the schedules or whatever, but the bottom line is you just want to make sure that you're soul searching and doing everything that you think that can help improve your team, but also too, I know offensively for us, we got to get off to a better start. Play one got to start off a little bit better, and but that just relaxing, understanding your job and your duty, and just going out there and being the person. We got great kids. We got great kids who are very, very good football players. These guys can play, but they need to eliminate the distractions, be poised under pressure, and just do what they've been taught to do. If they do that, hey, you know what? We're giving ourselves a chance. When it's all said and done, we got to line up and start playing against the opponent rather than fighting ourselves and not executing our job and not giving ourselves a chance to be the best that we can be.
Does simplifying also mean things like simplifying the verbiage, maybe using fewer plays, things like that?
I don't think the verbiage is necessarily a part of the issue. It's just making sure that we can go out and execute together as a unit, as one, So when it's all said and done with, we have to be better. My job is making sure that we're working on all the little fundamental details that's going to help us to be better. And so, yeah, you can cut plays. You can do all that. You can reduce the verbiage. You can do all that. When it's all said and done with, I need to make sure that our guys are performing at a higher level.
2 guys who were still are stars of this offense, Ethan Garbers and TJ Harden, haven't quite played to the level they did last year. What have you seen there as far as what's not working right now with those 2?
Well, I see 2 hard-working kids that love what they do. And I greatly appreciate the energy and effort that they bring every single day. When it's all said and done with, it is a team sport. So we have to make sure that we're being accountable to one another. My job is to be accountable to this entire offense and to this entire organization and staff. But my job is making sure that we got all the things necessary, all the proper tools in place to help us to go out and be as productive as we can be. So those guys are working. We just all need to make sure that we're all working at the same level with the same intensity, okay? That we all have the same intent. And we just learn how to be accountable together as players. Like I said, everybody wants to be great. Everybody. It's hard being great. You got to figure out how to do it collectively as a team. That's the important thing.
Down in the red zone, start of the second half, you guys are down inside the 10. I think there was one play where Indiana defender, Ethan almost basically threw it right at him. Is he doing enough with his eyes right now, as far as looking off defenders or anything like that?
I'll say this, because all these kids, I work with them every single day. They'll go out there and make mistakes. I'm not worried about the mistakes that they made. The only thing I'm concerned about is that they learn from those mistakes and they play better. Yeah, Ethan shouldn't have forced the throw. He knew that. He knew that instantly. The kid's a competitor. He's a smart, intelligent kid, and he works hard at it. He takes it personal. I think it's more of anything. Sometimes we get caught up because we want to be so good in that particular moment, okay? Sometimes we just force the issue. That's not necessarily what is best. And it's, but it's one of those things. These are life lessons. These are the things that's going to help us to improve as we continue to grow together. So sometimes, fellas, without no bad luck, you wouldn't have any good luck at all. And sometimes that bad luck stings a little bit, but you got to go through these growing phases. And the most important thing is that they grow together and not apart.
That fumble at the beginning of the game, it was just such an odd thing to watch. Was that a spacing issue just with the running back, or was that timing? What was the...
It was a combination of all that, because as you sound like that you've heard me say, so spacing always equates to timing.
Right.
And if we're not aligned correctly, things can happen. And so those are the little things that come back to bite you in the ass, and it's unfortunate. But it isn't anything that anybody's trying to do intentionally. It's just one of those things that if you're not focused and paying close attention to the minute details, those are the type of things that can happen. So we need to make sure that we can focus with the highest, most intense effort. So now that's going to help us to be the best in that moment. And you know what? We got to line up and do it again. But that's why the great teams and the great players are the great players, because they can do that at a high level on a consistent basis. My job is to teach these kids that they have to remain calm and understand that if I mess up something, it's okay. We still got 59 minutes left to play. So we can overcome any adverse situation, but we got to make sure that we're eliminating, all right, as many of those little things as possible.
Coach, I know it's a tough matchup, obviously an exciting challenge for you and your team. What have you seen on film specifically about this defense in LSU that and spots that hopefully you guys can exploit and take advantage of a little bit?
You know what? It's a great defense, and obviously it's Bayou Bengal land. I've known about this institution, this university, just growing up down the street from where I lived in New Orleans, and just seeing these guys over the years and following that program. We just got to go out and be the very best of us. So it don't matter who we play or where we play. I just want our guys to come out, all right, and be the best that they can be for one play at a time. If we can do that, I guarantee you we'll give ourselves a chance to have a chance. But right now, we got to learn how to do that together on a consistent basis. And that's what we're learning right now.
I think 12 of the 23 targets were to running backs and tight ends. Was that just a function of the game flow and situations, or was that on purpose? Because I guess my point is your wide receivers is one of your best in defense groups, right? So
I think what happened is sometimes the flow of the game happens like that.
Yeah.
And it was good to see. Obviously, when you see the backs catching at many balls, obviously things are being taken away downfield, and other guys got to play. We're playing complementary ball at times. At times, we show spurts that we can be a good, productive offense. At times, and I'm not taking anything away from Indiana because they did a hell of a job of kicking our ass. But a lot of times, we just didn't do our part. I would like to see us line up and play against the opponent on a consistent basis rather than us stubbing ourselves in the foot and not doing what we're actually told and coached and conducted to do. I've seen them do it right out here on the practice field. Now we just got to make sure that that's translated on game day.
That last drive of the first half, it seemed like some things came together for that drive. Was there anything you can take from that specifically, or was that just two-minute offense?
I think it was a combination of those guys just basically getting together and realizing, you know what, we've screwed it up just about as much as we can. Now let's go play. And they did a great job of just remaining poised. They went out there and just played. And here's the beauty of it. If you can do that, why can't we do it all the time? And that's the thing that we need to work on. We need to work on putting consistent behavior on tape. So, and it's my job to making sure that I'm getting it out of them. And it starts every day out here.